na to earn you. So serving means clients, yeah? And earning, that is for you. So you are here to do something to get something. Sindio? Very true. Someone else? Yes? Poleni sijui majina.
Vitu zinaniongoza mbele yako.
Zinakungoja mbele yako. Fantastic. Mpigeni makofi. I like what you say. So it's so clear in his mind why he's here. He's not here to make money, to buy outfits and look good, and that's it. Akona mambo iko mbele yake. Na yeye kuachievio mambo iko mbele yake. He needs to come here to do what he needs to do to earn that riziki aende afanye mambo yake. Si ndio? You came to learn and do what? Okay. Yeah, so I'll give you a short story as I try to have this one open. 2013, I went to a barber shop in this town. So it's in here, hapo chini, na hapo can't remember the name. Then, someone introduced me to that barber shop. At 2013, by then I was a banker, working at APSA, then it was called Barbers. So when I went to that barber shop, I met a young one. We were both young then. Oh, he's still young, but not as then. Because that's how many years, about 11 years ago. Yeah, so nikaketi chini, nikanyolewa, story. So, and that was it. And so I became a regular. And after some time, anytime I would sit on that chair, we'll get to share stories. What do you want to do in life? What are you doing about it? People to pick a story. And one thing was clear. We were both ambitious. We were both wanted to achieve some things in life. And we were really hungry to know the right way, how to do it. And what I can remember from those conversations back then is how Jimmy J would tell me he would want to own the best barber shop in town. Jimmy J alikuwa employee. Ilikuwa your place? Extreme, yeah? I remember it was in a place unapiga kona mbili tatu. Si understand it, unapiga kona mbili tatu ndio upate. Yeah? And every time he will keep telling me that you bring yako anataka own. See barber shop. You know there's a difference between owning a barber shop and the best barber shop in town. Yeah? And that was not his only dream. He has so many other dreams which I'll not share today. Yeah? So he will share his dreams. And time kaenda, and one day I went down there and I did not find him. I thought probably he's there. And after another week, I called him. Akaniambia, hapana, nilifungwa ka place kangu, niko na kiti moja. And so I said, let me come check out. So apparently that was now closer to where I was working, because I was then working at Barclays. So ilikuanga to hapo. So there was no much flow of clients then. So there was more time to figure out story side. So I would also share what I would want to do, the space that I'm in. And the thing that made it easier for him to have achieved what you see today, I know this is not where he wants to go. It was so clear in his mind, like where he wanted to go, and the people who are already where he wanted to be. That's very important. So he would mention to me some top barbers who are making some serious money in Nairobi. I can't remember the name because that's not my line. But he will talk about them so passionately. You know, but all that from 2013 to today, it has taken time to build it. It has not been all rosy. When people come here, probably even some him and her know they have a long history, but probably most of them have been here for 1, 2, 3 years, might not understand the journey, what has been put, the work that has been put to the journey to where you are today. This is the thing. If he was not ambitious, if he didn't have goals, all of you today seated here will not have a job. True or false? Angesemea kuwa kujihasulia yeye na familia yake na atosheke, mngekuwa na job. Tuongee, we're just talking. Mngekuwa na job. You get? So, you seated here this morning, the decisions you make every single morning you wake up will affect the lives of so many young people, 5 years, 10 years from now. That's how important you are. I like what you say. I don't know those goals and I'm not asking to share, but you know them. But if you don't achieve them, it will affect the lives of so many young people that you're supposed to provide employment for. But so allow me to share. You might not be able to see because technology behaves when you really need it. But my topic for today, I have prepared something called financial literacy. So anyone, what is financial literacy? Financial literacy ni nini? Na Kiswahili na Kizungu na lugha yenye tunataka. Because hakuna time. We only have less than 5 minutes to do this. And I would really love to cover the whole picture. What is financial literacy? Yes? Being knowledgeable about finances. True. Another person? Okay, so you can write, if you're writing, financial literacy is the ability to understand and effectively apply various financial skills. The ability to understand and apply various financial skills. And there are various financial skills. So you can write one of them being budgeting, savings, investment, and managing debt. Also being able to manage debt well is a financial skill. Sindio? Like unajua, when do I need to borrow and when should I not borrow? And also being able to pay. Yeah. So what are we expecting to learn at the end of the day? I expect us to learn to understand more about budgeting, money management, savings, emergency funds, and all that. So budgeting. Ni wangapi wako na budget? Let's start from there. Wangapi wako na budget? How many people have a budget? Hata kama uifuataki faithfully, unaandika alafu uifuate. Wangapi wako na budget? Anyone? Uko na budget. So your budget iko na nini? Tuambie specific like I budgeted this and this and this. In 10 seconds. As in like, don't give us the details to ambie rent nimeweka this specific amount. Don't go to the specific amount. Like from your budget, a better question, what percentage does your rent, if you're paying rent, takes from your budget? That is the rent. Like to use this file in Guinea. It's confidential. Okay, and how much do you spend on food in a month? 20,000. Okay. And do you have a saving aspect in your budget? You have so every end of the month you put some money. Do you have any form of loan you're paying? It could be credit card, it could be a bank loan, it could be Tala, it could be Fuliza or MUTURI. Do you have any of those? You don't have. So, in short, he already knows when he earns whatever X amount he earns, he has planned or budgeted for his money. So, put it in there what I forgot. Do you have some money that remains hanging that you can spend probably for leisure or buying something in between there? Yeah? Fantastic. Anyone else with a budget? Anyone else? Okay. So this is what happens. A budget helps you to like track your expenditure. And a budget should contain all the elements that you have to take care of every end of the rent, utility bills. Utility bills ni gani? Stima, maji, kama uko na electricity, takataka. What else? Then food. You should have money for food. True. Then bus fare or fuel if you're driving, or if you have a hotel, you have to fuel, right? Or whatever means you use. Then the other component that is in there, you should have a component of saving. So from whatever you earn, make sure, no matter how much or little you earn, put something small for rainy days. Right. Then we should also have an emergency component in it. So unapigia kwa simu sasa unakuja job wanakuambia oh mwezi nini imefanyika. Sindio? So what do? You send something. So if you don't have, na wewe utegemea, what do? Unaingia kwa app. Unafanya ile kitu. Ulikuwa umepangia. Now what happens? What start happening to your finances? You start sinking. Yeah, so it's important when you have an emergency. Saving is good. You also have an emergency. So for budgeting, this is what we normally say. If you're renting or you're paying rent from your 100% pay, you need to know whatever. You should not spend more than a third of your earnings. And I repeat that. If you're paying rent, your rent should not be more than a third of your earnings. So let me give you an example. If you earn the maximum amount you should pay for rent, a third ya 30 ni ngapi? 10. Sindio? So it should not be more than 10K. So 10K maximum. If you get a house of 5K, well then, you get. I know there are standards to be maintained, but it's also very important to live within your means. Don't be pressured by your peers, by your workmates, by your colleagues. Live within your means. It's part, or it's one of the ways of achieving financial freedom. So, for example, I'm paid 30,000 every end of the month. I stay in a house of 8,000. So how much remains in my pocket? I spend food around probably 15,000. How much am I remaining? So this is normally the challenge, and this is where we all get from, and not just all you, me included, and so many other people. We earn 30K, then we tell myself, nimekaa hii store, hainifurahishi, vumbi nini nataka kwenda kwa hao wengine mpya. Hiyo mpya ni ya 10K. Ni ngapi? 15. Si ndio? Pay yako iko wapi? 30. Si ndio? So ulikuwa unaishi hao ya 10K yenye tokens ziko sawa na maji. Takataka landlord wenu wako sawa na walipia. Umemove kwa hao ya 15K yenye ni a very modern flat. Watu wanajilipia takataka 300 bob. You will say 300 bob is not much. But do 300 times 12 months. How much is that? 300 bob by the way can pay for you insurance. Not you will talk about insurance later. Right? Then, hiyo keja mpya kidogo iko place kama Naka, 1 bedroom. For example, you are staying in White House, I'm a Escos. Don't quote me. I'm not saying that Kuna is better than any. I'm just giving example. So when you go to Naka hakuna matri sana. So what happens? Can do the gambala. Nduthi nalipisha how much? Na ukiweke kejateni uko unalipa matri how much? 30 bob ama 4. So what are you doing to yourself? You're increasing your expenditure. True or false? No. So that's what we're saying. Sometimes we can easily get carried away because we want to fit in, or because we want not to be left behind. Unakuta mse mko mna watu pamoja hapa, mnaishi moja, after 3 months yake amehama. So una feel peer pressure, unahama. Watu wanasemanga Kila mtu mwenye kuja kwa hii mlango alikuja peke yake, unless your husband and wife. The rest of you, kila mtu alikuja peke yake. So wewe sasa umekuja hapa between 7:30 to 8 or 9. After hapo kila mtu anaenda zake. You don't know what they do. Probably you say anafanya remote jobs. They are making another extra 30 Gs on the side. Probably they come from a well-off family. They have a sister abroad who's sending them some loose 15, 20K every month. Anakuambia tuhame bro. Siko ndo boys tunachocha. Nimecheka keja fulani kwanza ziko mbili. Yaani hiyo nyingine unaweza chukua hiyo. Pia wewe ndio utaki kubaki nyuma una. Pesa yako iko wapi? Pale. You are living very comfortably. But now these pressures cause you want to fit in. So for me, what I normally say, and that's why it's important to have goals as you start your year. Have goals. Say this is what I want to achieve. In terms of savings, this is what I have. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with moving to a better house even without pay of that. You can plan for it. You can budget and say for the next 6 months, I will save. Whatever I'm saving is what I'll use on the other side. So if you're partner, so budget is very important. Each one of you, go do your budget, have the highest amount there as your net pay, and then put your expenses in C. You might find you're operating in a negative. I kid you not, go do it. Then hiyo pesa minus unafanyanga aje? Uko kwa app. You know, na vitu kama hizo. Or you might realize you have so much wastage. Wastage in what essence? You find maybe ukitoka hapa bado wewe upike mtaani unachukua take away majiji 400, 500, 600 and you live alone. But ungeenda ujipikie, you would have spent, kwa nini una smile? Is that what you get? Unge spend around 150. So if you do takeouts like 3 or 4 times in a week, that's around 200 bob. But if you're cooking for those 4 days when you were takeout, you would have spent 500. The secret to money, there is no small money. You can never have a 10 bob if you don't have your first 1 bob. True or false? You can never have your first 100 shillings if you never had your first 10 bob. The same thing, if you didn't have your first 1,000, you can never have your a million. It starts. Money grows and it doesn't grow on trees. Wealth is cultivated and built. Hakuna mtu anaamka asubuhi anakuta pesa imejaa kwa kitanda. Ukiona hizo ni stories za ajabu. Like you have to be intentional about your finances. To achieve financial freedom, it's a deliberate and intentional journey, and you must be disciplined. So what was I saying? If you don't have 1 shilling, if you're missing 1 shilling from a million bob, do you have a million bob? Unajua tunakoga hii essence ya hiyo ni chwani, ni so, ruabe, si pesa moja. But if you keep doing ruabe, ni chwani every day for 365 days, let me give you a good example. Nani akona calculator? Toa tufanye. Calculator. Hizo mtu afiligi kama that man. 30. Pascal anatembea hapa. I'm just giving an example that is even becomes close. Yeah. So you spend 80 bob na sijasema tu 80 bob. So fanya 80 bob times around 300 days. To assume Saturday na Sunday utakula. How much is that? Is 24K small money? So if you've been working here and you've been spending 24K for the last 3 years, how much is that? That big screen 65 inch you want, ungeingia kwa app ununue, unge save tu ununue. As you get, there is no small money. All money counts, even 1 shilling. Let me tell you a true story. A very wealthy man in this town. He owns like 5 or 6 buildings, probably to the jail. I was surprised one day. He went to a chemist, akauziwa dawa, nilikuwa tu nyumbani. ndio ni 465. Sema yeye zilipa 65 kwa nini? Si wamuuzie 400. And the person mwenye alikuwa anamuuzia anajua ni sasa kidogo, so kwa nini? But anyway, aliziwa 400. How many of us? Na ilikuwa very busy and he was serious. He was not gonna have the 65. It's not because he didn't have. Umeshika. But he felt he can save. But some of us, ukiwa place uziwe kitu because you want to feel siko chini au bageni au magongo, unaenda unauziwa viatu kama hii na ndio 5k. Jueni boys, mko na boys na warembo wako. Ni sawa bro, funga. Na ni kiatu ya 2k. So, you need to be in a space where you save much as possible. 65 shillings looks small, but that guy started making money in his 70s, or around in the 1970s. That is around 50 years. Kidogo, but he owns so many. All the wealthy people you see, they started small and they build it up. That's the secret. Start small, build it up. I know most of you, I can see, are Gen Z, and we want instant things. See, hatuna patience. Hatujui patience. Unakama hapa miezi 6 ulikuwa fikiria hii kazi ndaomoka in 4 months kidogo umechange umeingia Nairobi. Umeenda umepiga cause Nairobi wamekuongezea 15k more. Ukifanya hesabu maisha ya Nakuru na maisha ya Nairobi ni tofauti. You know, or you're moving to Nairobi because all your friends are there and you want to look cool. There is nothing about looking cool when you're poor or when you're struggling. There is nothing cool about that. You can sacrifice so much, stay behind here, build it, then you can live in Nairobi whenever you want. So as I was saying, we want instant results. Hatuna patience. We don't want to save kidogo. Sindio? iPhone, the cheapest iPhone, sisi leza kitambo na kwa how much? The cheapest. Me, I even don't know the price. Allow my example, but I don't know the price. But how much would it cost? I had an iPhone that cost 200 and something, 240, 15. Ni Pro Max. Unajua bishana. Unajua ni semester ngapi ya mseka hapo? I'm not saying this wrong, but are you sure the surprising thing utapata mseka hapo 23 years old hapo naye. Na ameandikwa job. Hajafanya 6 months. Na analipwa 60k salary, but they have a phone of 240. There's nothing wrong with owning that phone. If you own that phone and it makes more money for you, so be it. So be it. But if that phone doesn't help you, just makes you look cool within, unajua huwezi tembea na iPhone 14 hivi 15 simu kama itakatwa bado unaificha, unatumia mpaka Bluetooth. So what was the sense of buying a 40 phone if you're still hiding? Usiku kama unaenda watu ile upande mwingine unabeba katururu hiyo unaacha mtaani, ichukulie insurance. Yeah. So anyway, so what am I trying to say is there's nothing wrong with owning an iPhone, but save for it. If an iPhone will help you feel confident and feel good about yourself, there's nothing wrong for it. Budget, save, finya huku tu budget wako, tembea siku 2-3 huku jioni kwenye kujeshi hakuna vumbi, you know. That's how you save and you own. There's nothing wrong with owning that. But going to an app, taking 60 G's to buy a phone of 60, that's wrong. Unaanza kujiingiza kwa mashimo zenye utawahi kutoka. You see about life. Life is very unforgiving. The mistakes you make today, they will come haunt you 10 years later. Since so budgeting. Let's go to the other aspect. I think I've talked about budgeting and savings. Yeah. So saving culture very important. 1 shilling. Hata kama ni 10 bob. Painfully, at some point, it is money. It's better you put 50 bob every day for the next 365 days than someone who doesn't put anything at all. Because remember, this is just money on the side. And you can save and use your saving to be earning something small for you. Topic for another day because of time stipend. So, how is saving important? saving helps you for those unforeseen circumstances. Unaweza pigiwa simu vikamjopo, they need something. You can be able to help them. You don't need to go to an app, you don't need to come for salary advance or ask your friends for money. You just go from your saving, toa kidogo na support. The other mistake you make as individual, let me speak for the income older than most of you, if not all, is sisi ni wale wase msee kuambia niaje bro, hey nimekwama, hebu nitumie punch hapo nakupea kwa simu tu haraka. Kesho anakupigia another person. Hapa kuna majana wanaambiangwa na ladies na need 2K urgently. Yeye mnazimanga simu. Ama una blue tick. Sasa ile WhatsApp ya kuletika kuna. There's nothing wrong with that. My point is like learn to say no when it comes to money. Most relationships, both in marriage, business, and other places, and even friendship, zinaharibiwa na nini? Now, doing what sense you lend someone and they don't pay you. So if you want to keep your friendship, avoid. I'm not saying it's bad to support someone, but do it in a wise way. So, like the thing is, avoid lending people money because there are those people who say, "Wapoa wako na huduma moja sana." Hey, alifanya hivyo and then people start taking advantage of it, and they don't pay back. So this money you will be saving, but you're busy giving to people, and then 2K urgently, you find out your 2K urgently nini. Kumbe 2K urgently aliona picha pale Instagram, watu wamechapisha space na yeye alikuwa amelala, akiona Netflix na ana do. So ukituma anafanya nini? Anaamka anajili, was that really necessary? Yeah, I'm not saying going to all those places is bad, but plan. If you want to go out, you can't be going out every day or every weekend. Unatoa pesa wapi penye si atuoni? Plan. It's not bad to have time, but also they always say you can sacrifice today to have a better life tomorrow, or you can enjoy briefly today and live a life of survival for the future. Which one will you want? Unataka uhangaike sasa hivi ama ukiwa na familia na watoto? Watu wako wanapita hapa tao, wanakwambia dadi ninunulie, mama mimi unamwambia wewe unamchapa. Uje yona wazazi wako hivyo. Na mtoto hajakosea, mwambie tu unajua kama hauna. But would you want to do that to your kids? Probably most of you don't. But would you want to do that? You want to be in a space where you can afford if your kids ask for stuff. True or false? Yeah, they say it's not a mistake and it's not your problem being born in a poor family. But dying poor, that's all on you. Tutakuja kwa mazishi, hatutadanganya watu. Huyu jamaa alikataa kufanya kazi, alitesa. Sasa ndiye akateseka. You know Kenyans and Africans, we have this thing, we say akidai tunasema all the good things. Zenye alifanya, zenye hatukumwambia akiwa hai. Learn to give people their flowers when they are still alive. You know ikiwa hapo inside, he comes there. So the same thing, let's tell people the truth. If someone was not good, let's lie. Let's not lie to people. Tell it as it is, because that is when we help them change. Ukiona besti yako anatesa sana, usimwambie ako sawa. Just tell them. Punguza kidogo. Sindio? Ndio uone kesho. So we've talked about budgeting. I hope you go do that. We've talked about saving and putting some funds for emergency. The other thing I want us to touch about is investment. Mimi ni yangu. Ndio ndio job yangu ya kwanza, hata sijafika 20 vizuri na investment ni ya wazee. So those are the conversations. Kwani Max Pro walitolea nani kama sisi? Tunakuanga na language ya kujustify. Ati maisha mtu uishi nini? Alafu unakuta umeishi ukadai ukiwa 110 na umeteseka 7 years bora. Bosi hiyo tu statement ulisema. Watu wanasema ati hata ujui kesho. So acha ninunue hii iPhone. Ladies, wacha niweke hii wig ya 15k. Maisha si ya verasidiki ile kuletea verasidika peke yake. See, that's how which is good, yeah? Like all those things are all for all of us. But where she is and where you are is not. Probably when she was at your age, she will not even afford what you can afford right now. Because there's this mentality that we are so much influenced by our idols in quotes. People we look up to celebrity, and they really influence our way of living. And truth be told, most of these people never pay for those stuff you see they say they want. True or not true? They are usually given to them for free so that they can advertise, and for you, you can buy it. Some of them even return wakimaliza, anarudisha. Because them themselves can't spend all that kind of money in buying such stuff. So investment is not for the old or for the mature. Investment is for you. From that saving, grow, equal 60k, pesa inatingisha account at your level, toa 40, enda uwekele for treasury bills. And there and right, there are different ways you can invest. There's what we call active. There's what we call passive. These are investments. So active means electrical active. You're putting your money in something that is also taking your time. Like you need to be there for the money to work. Like what Jimmy J has here, this is an investment. He needs to be here. He needs to spend his time. He needs to spend his mind and ideas thinking about this for it to make money for him. So this is an active investment. Then there's what we call a passive investment. And a passive investment gives you what we call a passive income. And this is what at this level I'll advise you to do. So for example, if you made some good commission, I know November, December, and even Easter, you guys make good money than other months. So ukimake, usitese, usinunue vitu unnecessary. Use that part of it and put it somewhere that it will be earning you some small money. And that somewhere, si ile una save from first, ukifika 15, umekimbia hapa hivi umetoa tena yote umerudi zero. No, put it in a place wezi ikifikia. Si ndio penye ikutem. And some of these places where you can earn passive income, na isikuwe na majaribu, ni kama by treasury bills. There's something called treasury bills. Mama kaingine. So, treasury bills are treasury bills are papers given by the government to people to buy, and then they pay you back. So, simple terms. Gava ikitaka kufanya project kama kujenga barabara, gava haina do ya kutosha. So what do? They put out there something we call infrastructure bonds for people who have money to buy for 2.5 and all that kind of years. Then, ikimature, they pay you back. Meshika. So hiyo ni long term. So short term inaitwa treasury bills. So bills, the cheapest you can get for the lowest rather is 50k. I know most of you can be able within 5 months or 6 months put 50k together or even more. Go buy a treasury bill. You know the good thing about treasury bill? Treasury bill, you don't need to go to central. Unaingia kwa simu yako, kuna app inaitwa CBS Do. Do DHOW. Ile do ya kusave bot. You know, hiyo app iko kwa market, you can go check. So for them, there's a rate they are paying. So last year, December, they were paying around 14 point something, almost 15. The good thing with these treasury bills, una deposit do CBK ukiwa umeshatoa interest. Hiyo ni form of people. Now atakuwekea 50k yako. So for example, if you put 50k for like let's say 6 months, and you're supposed to say, this is an example, not the actual figure, in terms of interest, you're supposed to earn 7,000 at the end of the 6 months. So you you put 43,000. Umeshika. But who can withdraw how much? 50. Is that not a good thing? Na unajifanyia na ulipishi yoyote. You just need to be having an account in any of the banks or microfinance. Then go for your app, register, apply, weka ID yako hizo vitu zote. That I'm just giving an example. The other way you can like invest in a passive way, you can buy shares. But of course that's a lot of you issue bet. Treasury bills, issue bet. Or you can open a savings account where you're paid interest of probably 10 or 11 or 12%. Because every interest rates, the loans go due, so savings is paying better. And we make a of fixed. Fixed means hawezi toa hiyo do mpaka hiyo period iishe. Unaona inakutolea kitu tunaita majaribu. So ukiingia kwa mtandao Instagram, kama uko umepanga kwenda uone watu wako space unafanya nini? Huwezi ingia kwa hapo unakauka tu. But Monday, Tuesdays, you will still be having your money inside. So those are some of the ways of saving. I've just mentioned a few because of time. The other way you can save money, kuna hizi shamba zinauzwa za pesa kidogo, but do your due diligence. That's what I'll tell you. Don't buy what everyone is selling. Yeah? Where Pima, Jua, find out if it's legit and all, don't lose your money. But there are good ways of putting money. If you have 50K, 100, you can buy. So maybe 5 years from now, you can sell. So maybe it's your data, so maybe and you make money. So, and if you have a question in between, please ask. So we have a question and answer session. The lower the risk. So for passive income and at your level, go for the passive. That is investments kama treasury bills na vitu kama hizo. Hizo chances za kupata dola yako ni almost actually it's 100%. But ukienda kwa high risk ni kama what site on hand where they will tell you put $1 million bob, then after 6 months it's 1.5. So swali unajiulizana, sisi wote tunaishi Kenya. Kwani unafanya nini na 1 million? Ndio after 6 months iko umenilipa so tano mo. You know, just look at the economy, try and understand how the economy is performing plus. But they pay, there are people who are paid, there are people who will come and say, hey, mimi niliekelea na wakanilipa, so ni kweli. You know, but also, there are people who lost their money. I know people who lost their money to Sakia. Aliekelea mamilioni, anapewa tu stories za ajabu. Building na projects zenye ziliwekwa, ziko, hazijaisha. So hizo nyumba haziwezi uzwa, ziuzwe ndo ulipwe pesa yako. So always go for low risk at this level so that you don't lose your money. Kuna wase wengine wanasemanga betting investment. Ati bro, nisaidie so niekelee jioni na kupeikiwa so mbili. Hiyo ni high risk na hiyo ni mwongo. Betting is not investment and neither is it trading. Kwa mtu anasema nilikuwa na finje sijui nikabet by jioni, I don't know, hizo mabitu. There are so many on TV. Because a lot of young people are making money and playing in those spaces. And these companies are really making millions by part of this app. And so many young people are going into depression, aliekelea school fees, mwingine aliekelea rent, mwingine alikuwa ametuma mzazi akabank pesa akaekelea ikapotea. So you hear those stories online. It says usually commit suicide because aliekelea school fees ikaenda ajue ataambia nini mzazi. As I say, money is very scarce. Now, any person will always tell you, vile uta make overnight success. Red flag. Ladies, mnasemanga kuna signs za red flag. Pia kwa money kuna red flag. Msaki kuja kuambia kitu wenye I believe no one is below 18 years. So you know what is possible and what is not possible. So if I tell you nipatie tao, by June nitakuwa nimekuletea tao 10. Mimi nitakuwa nimefanyia nini hiyo tao ndio nitengeze? Kwa nini nauza dawa? This are let's not be gullible. Don't just buy your bitch. Hey, aliniambia hata alinionyesha. Oh boys, nilikuwa naye kampu. Nilikuwa naye kole. Sasa hizi yako na Mercedes mbili na nini? Si you had those stories online. Wale wase wanaambia wase FX. And there are people who are doing FX genuinely and they are making money. But gradually, the same people will tell you they lost so much money before making real money. But this guy who say, ekelea, oh, akona Porsche hapo, akona Audi hapa, akona GL 350 Mercedes latest ya 8 million pale. Kwani anatoa wapi pesa? So don't fall into those traps. Ndio wanakwambia bro, fungua FX. No. There are people who are doing FX genuinely, that is the foreign trading genuinely. And they will tell you it takes even 6 months, 1 year, ukipotezanga do, unabeki kidogo and all that. So one characteristic of money, who can tell me one major characteristic of money when you are finding a business study? Ama what is common with money, nini wote mnajua? Unaweza tembea hapo nje ukote pesa? Hiyo inakwambia nini? Scarcity. If it is not scarce, that is not money. One characteristic of money is scarcity. Na ndio sisi wote tuko hapa nje tunang'ang'ana tukitafuta hii shilingi. Inakuona inapiga kona, unapiga nayo. So anyone who promises you where money is raining, that is a scam. And it takes time to build wealth and make money. There is a process to it. There is a process to it. Uamki and you have overnight success. Lazy success unashinda. Kesho umekelea umeshinda milioni 20. Iko na 100 million. Unakufa, unachizi. Like you've never seen that kind of money in your life. That money will kill you in short. Not that itakunyonga. The way you will spend it, itakuwa. But kama umeplan with time, umeinvest, ujipate uko na 100 million, you're ready to handle that kind of money. Sindio? I know it's an elephant in the room. We say budgeting is part of financial literacy, and we've covered budgeting, we've covered saving, we've covered investing. The fourth thing was what? Debt management or credit management. So this is where most of us struggle. We take unnecessary debt. Umeona watu watu vizuri Instagram ama Facebook ama Twitter kana pop up. You can get 5,000 now. Just register. Unasema acha nione kama hii kitu kweli unafinya. Meka details zako kidogo unapata nini? 5,000. Si ndio? Hiyo 5,000 ulikuwa unataka kufanyia nini? Kuna kitu ulikuwa ufanyie? Ulikuwa ushalipa rent. So ushabuy food. So what do you do with the 5,000? Ndio hiyo. Aviator ndio ikuwe aviator inakufanyia nini? Inachukua 5K yako. Hiyo 5,000 unairudisha ikiwa much. Tunaongea story zile vitu zinafanyika. Sio tunafanya vitu. Si 5,000 imepotea hivyo. You borrowed 5,000 hiyo usiku, by asubuhi uko na 0 na uko na deni ya 7 ama 8,000. So what did you do to yourself? Or if you don't play and lose the money, you buy unnecessary thing. Umekisha ukaona kakiatu kafiti, but you kuwa na pesa ungebuy. But now since you have money that you didn't need, you buy. Ama sasa hiyo ndo unasema hata hii nyumba unaanza kuona suddenly nyumba ikaliki. Nyumba ikaliki, pesa haimeleta joto. Unataka kukua huko nje. Unaenda una redeem 5K yote overnight. Then asubuhi uko na deni ngapi ya 8. You see how we bring problems to ourselves. Most of the time imashida inatukuona ni sisi wenyewe tumejiweka. So it's very important to understand how to manage your debt. Take credit that you need. Chukua deni yenye unahitaji, yenye ni lazima. If you're taking a loan to go pay for your small sister's school fees amefukuzwa, that makes sense. Hiyo iko sawa hata ukilipa uki. Or if you're taking to like pay for someone's hospital bill, or you're taking like maybe 50K, kuna hizo hapo zinapeana pesa mingi, you go buy an asset. That makes sense. But if you're taking money for consumption, that's wrong. If you're taking a debt to eat, that's wrong. Kanja, enda tafuta mjengo, chapa, tengeza pesa. Because remember, you're not returning the 5K as 5K. Itakuja ikiwa maybe ndio wasio wametuchimbia mashimo. There is still let me give you this example. For example, you earn 30K, then Jimmy J hii mwaka imekuja biashara imekuwa nzuri, amekuongezea 10K. Do you really need to change your lifestyle because of just 10K? 10K is not much, but also 10K is much. Depends with how you use it. Do you really think una need to change? Ile nyumba tulisema sasa tumetoka tumeenda kubwa kwenye mpaka tunalipa uko mpaka huko landlord wenu ya 10K alikuwa mzuri mpaka amewekea free match. Umeenda huko na safari kwa kukuriki. You're just adding bills and burden to yourself. Eh? So what we are saying, even when sometimes you get salary increment, it is not a must to adjust your lifestyle. You can use that extra. You can invest in it, and because most of the time, why do people fall into debt? Because of not living within their haya. Umemove haya 15K, umekuta net huko 2K, umekuta takataka 300, sijui nini. Ile mshahara yako unapanga haitoshi. Na uwezi rudi. What do you do? Kwa app. So every month unalipa, unachukua kwa hii app, unalipa hii. Hii kifikisha date, unachukua, unalipa hii. So it becomes the longer you take to pay the debt, the more you pay in terms of interest. So unapata ulichukua 5K, but hiyo 5K imekutake around 6 months kulipa. So by the time 6 months imeisha, umelipa 26K for 5K. Remember, you even didn't leave the 5K from the 1K. So let's learn how to manage our debts. Usichukue kitu unahitaji. Kama Pascal amekuja na hauna 80 bob yako ya smoky, kaja utakula lunch au utakufa. Unakuta uko na deni, kwenye malipo Pascal pia amekuja paid, anakuja 5K yako. And he's my friend, so he doesn't. I'm just giving an example. Have you ever heard of that story? Ya msee alikuwa anaenda kwa butchery every evening, anachukua nyama kuota. Then siku moja so butchery akaanza kudai ng'ombe mzima. It's not a real story, just a bit. You get what I mean. Ile zaka niko na deni, so hapa kesho niko na 50, but when you pay your 30 Gs, 7K yote ni deni. So uko na 23 haitoshi mahitaji yako. Unalipa tena unarudi wapi? Kwa 7K ingine na iko na interest. So life yako so let's work, or rather have a budget that is within our earnings and within our needs. Usikwe pressured, as we say, go look for a house that is within your needs. Remember, a third of your pay or income should go to, don't go about that. So feel free to interject and ask. So the other thing, financial planning for retirement. Okay, so you have a whole life, 40 years, probably if you're 20, you retire at 60, but still can someone to retire at 10, at 60. So that we use your smart brains, innovating and changing and building business without that. So it's also important to plan for your retirement. Retirement means you don't need to be 60, and retirement is not determined by age. I retired in 2021 November. I was only 33 years old when I left the bank. I didn't want to retire at 60 because I had my goals, I had my ambitions, I had my dreams. And I could not be able to achieve them while I was still working for someone else. I needed to exit, come and do my thing, make my mistake, learn and build whatever I want to build. So before I resigned, I had, and I used to tell him, for like 3 or 4 years, nilikuwa tu kwa akili yangu, nitoke hapana. So what that helps you, nilikuwa najiuliza na nilikuwa najiuliza, ukitoka na una salon utasurvive na biz by then haiko ile shida. Utarudi kama utaanza kutafuta dunia, utaanza kuangaika. So on my own, of course, nikitoka leo, kesho sitaanza kuanza hiyo tuanze. But probably after 2-3 years, I might earn $1 million or $200 million for my. Tumeelewana? So Also, and this brings to a very key important point. All of you are here as employees. And at some point, utafika retirement date yako ama exit. You can retire at 60, it's okay. You can retire after 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. But how do you retire? The most interesting thing, I go like every day to outside, I see to the manager's office now, like every time. Why? Even some customers who knew me, they're like, no, they still feel like I've gone for transfer now. I'm back. What does that tell you? When you're working for your employer, give them the best. And when you leave, when your time comes to leave, si hata Yesu alikuwa na time alizaliwa na kuna time ilifika anarudi kwa Baba. Si ndio? When your exit time comes, how do you exit Jimmy J? Baba. How? Utatugongesha hii mlango ya kioo uangushe chini umejaa. Kuna senye kii nasemanga umavo ni shokavu. Like don't bang the door when you're going. You might need the same door coming back. Things happen. Things do hit the fan. Unaweza kuwa umefikiria umejipanga, umefungua, umesave uko na some 300k, 400 you go open your barber shop huko. Ni sawa, which is very good because you will also employ other young people. Then unaenda, una realize, hey, entrepreneurship is not for the 800, it's not for you. You want to come back, but also uliangusha mlango, utaingilia wapi? You get. So what am I trying to say? When your time comes to exit, be it you're going to venture into your own thing, be it you've gotten another job in a different town or wherever you did, it's paid more than here, it's still okay, that's part of life, and that's the reality. How you do it really matters. Continue with those good relationships. Because I know this generation, you're good at giving feedback, but also, like, being a space whereby as you live, you live good relationships. Because and I'm sure Jimmy J is a very good guy. He would want to mentor you. If you want to open such a facility, or even bigger than his, hakuna mtu amesema ati ufai ufungue. Yeye alisema anataka kufungua the best. Maybe wewe unataka kufungua better than this. But that doesn't just happen overnight. You need his mentorship. Usiende kuguess huko. Utaguess mpaka upoteze pesa yako. Utaona utakutapeli hapa nje. Because he's already done it. He's walked that journey. Why are you reinventing the wheel? Unaenda kuuliza vinozi wengine huko kando. Just talk to him. He will tell me after 2-3 years, this is my dream. Be reviewing with him. He's willing to empower his employee. And if you're able to do that, it is clear in your mind, and I like what he said. Every single day, you'll come here and give your best. You're not giving your best for him, you're giving your best for yourself. Because you know, for me to have 1 million bob to go open my barber shop in 3-5 years, I need to earn as much as possible and do a good job here. And I need to give this job my best and keep this job to get that money. To build sustainable wealth, you need 3 things. You need to make money, and then other than to make money, you need to also in the morning you exchange your time for money. You exchange your time, which is in form of service, serving clients. Then at the end of the day, you're paid money. So when you make this money, grow that money, grow. And I've shown you how you grow that money through passive income for now, because you can't conflict of interest. So do what we call passive investment, right? So after you've grown your money, we say make money, grow money. Then we say keep money. So how do you keep your money? You keep your money by reducing on your expenditure, by not living a very what we call spendthrift kind of life. Spendthrift, I mean, like if you can live in a 1 bedroom, Why are you going to live in a 2 bedroom na uko wewe peke yako? Hiyo room yenyewe unaweka nini viatu? Hujafika hapo. Weka viatu kwa the same room. Not in a bad way, right? So that it helps you, this money that you've made, you are growing it. And to grow it more, you have to keep it. So have like an insurance. And insurance, kuna health insurance, kuna education insurance, na kuna life, na kuna last expense. So let me go take a minute to go through insurance. Insurance helps because all of us, or most people make it right here, but emergency kitokeo ulikuwa umesave 200k yote inaenda, mtu alikuwa mgonjwa na ile operation, 200k yote ulikuwa umesave. So to avoid such, you need insurance. When you take an insurance, health insurance, it will help you to handle this. So how does insurance work? Unaweza pata unalipanga 2k monthly, and then your insurance, kama ni inpatient, probably inakucover na 300,000. I'm not saying these are the actual numbers. You can have insurance, you can check it out in any of the bank offering bank insurance or insurance cover. And ikikuja ni outpatient, probably 100,000. Ikikuja ni dental, iko na 50k. Ikikuja ni macho, iko na 30 na kitu kama hizo. So assuming you have employee mwenye anakuwa sick in between, every time kienda hosina lipa 1,500, unafikiwa dawa 5,500, so you spend like 4 Gs bila wewe kujua. Tena next month unakuta spend another 6. If you have 2 kids, so for both of them are sick, you're spending like 10k on hospital for their health care. But if you took insurance where you're paying 2,000 per month, in case something happens, the insurance has covered you. So insurance is very important, health insurance. It helps you save money. For education, this is more again like saving. If you're planning to have a family, which I believe all of you do, you need to start, hata kama hauna employee, there are products banks and insurance have. You can be saving as little as 1,000 for your kids in future. So by the time employee ana come 3, 4, 5 years from now, you have some money. And that money is not meant for school. You can even go withdraw and use it for other things. It helps you on rainy days. Because these are some of the things that really strain our finances. Because we find school fees inasonga sana. So ukitaka ende hiyo shule kwa unataka, you can start putting in money right now. Sawa sawa. Then there is what you call last expense. Hii wase wote wapendagi kusikia. But this is the truth. Kama ulizaliwa, pia itafika siku ya kuexit. Si hata Yesu aliexit. Yesu alimaliza kazi, hata sisi tukimaliza kazi yetu hiyo siku. So we find so many families are left struggling with this. There is nothing wrong with taking a life cover for your life. Kama unajipenda na unapenda wase unawacha. You know, as Africans, we believe ati nikichukua last expense ati ninajiroga, ninajijinx ati hakuna kitu kama hiyo. There's nothing like that. We just need to be real to what is happening. So this helps in case such a thing happens, and you don't have to take it for yourself. You can take it even from your family member. But to stay family members is not that important. So it's always good to take it for yourself. It helps when the people you leave behind. So one more thing, then I'll give you a minute to ask questions. Then we can wrap it. Anyone who has insurance, approach any insurance company. Kuna Sanlam, kuna Britam, kuna CIC, ziko more, sizijui zote, or even banks, they do bank assurance. Yeah, that means bank assurance means insurance through the bank, and it's the same. So you can go to outside, you can go to SBM, Equity wako nayo, na all that. So you go, watakucheck through the products, kama ni health, watakuambia hii ndio cover, unalipa this much, education, na vitu kama hizo. Yeah, hope I've answered. Someone else with a question? I think I'm on my last say is you guys are very young and you have a lot of time. A lot of time in your hands. Mnaingianga 7:30, mnatoka what time? 9. Hey, oh ni leo poleni. Mnatoka all time 8. So what do you do? Cause hakuna mtu anataka kunidanganya, anamkanga hapa 8:30, anajitayarisha na 30 minutes anakuja. Most of you mnakonga mmeamka 6 or even early, unless you slept late. So what do you do between 6 a.m. don't answer 6 a.m. and 8:30, and what do you do between 9? So na assume umetake 1 hour kufika home. Between 9, you guys are very young. Hakuna mtu ananiambia pati by 9 nilikupigia simu umemoroka. Hiyo ni uongo. Okay, sawa. Haya basi hapo pa kulala. Wangapi unayoniambianga nikimpigia 9 atakuwa chama. Na ametumia 1 hour kutoka hapo akaenda akapika na akalala. Most of you sleep around 11 or 12. So what do you do that time? You just watch movies, are you just on social media? There's nothing wrong with that, and I'm not saying it's wrong. All I'm saying is, take that time to learn a new skill. So you remember we said passive income, usiende to compete na employer. Hapa kwa passive income is where now you can learn a skill. There are skills that you can learn within 1 month, umeiva. Some will take 3 months, some will take 6 months. Then these skills will help you earn more. Kwa hiyo unatengeza hapa, you earn more. And it will help you achieve financial freedom. Because remember, what are we talking about here today? Financial literacy. If you can make more money, why not? So you can be working online for 2 to 3 hours before you sleep, and you make some extra money. That money that you make, you can be able to grow it more, keep it, and achieve what we call sustainable. Well, there are free online courses. You can learn coding. Unajua watu sasa dunia imechange sana. Kuna wasiofanya coding na hawakufanya IT kwa any of the conventional schools. And no one will ask you for the certificate yako ya coding na kuna. What employers and people online are interested in is your skill. You can learn graphic design. Na una tengeneza watu wa posta usiku. Posta inatoka sodano, sio nyingine. So ukipewa order ya posta 10 na week, mbili, how much is that? Is that bad money? If it is bad, did you have it before? You get? I'm saying basic enye haikustop wewe kufanya job yako and other things. If you have a family na watoi, you can still play with your kids. It's not stopping you. Web development. These courses are online, and some are free, some you have to pay. Invest in yourself. From the 30K you're making, register an online class to learn these soft skills. Lipa 15K to get a skill after 3 months that will help you earn 500K and so forth in future. Tuache kukuwa wazembe, tuache starehe. Unajua unapenda starehe kutoka hapa, kamtaani, ka movie, ka Netflix, popcorn, tulisema ni take away hata utaki kupika. Unakaa kama tajiri. Movie mpaka saa 6 ndio unaamka saa 2 umechelewa. I'm not saying every day, but your time. Think about that time. What can you do? For ladies, you can learn a skill to bake cakes. Ukienda home tani unatengenezea wasi birthday hapa JBJ ya tumani inaitwa Naivas ama Donai ama hizo zingine zote. Keki mimi hapo kwa kile tunafanya baadhi na kichango 2100 cakes because we do our culture is any plate on a birthday we buy it. As a couple buy them a cake. It's around 2100. Hiyo pesa ni mbaya. Hapo ukiangalia hizo vitu umetumia hazipiti sultano. So as a way of investing, buy a good cooker. Unaona sasa vitu zinakuletea value. So ukiona hiyo cooker, sikusema umebuy 240 iPhone. Kama hiyo iPhone inaweza bake keki, wewe buy. So this is what we are saying. Instead of that iPhone ya 240, buy a nice cooker which you can use for baking. Umesoma online and you're making cakes. Tuseme wewe unaenda kucompete na Adonai wezi, but from your circle of friends, call you, clients wako hapo na kuambia, ni birthday yangu. By the way, mimi nitengeza cake. So nipe hiyo order. You bake your cool 3K. Imesaidia au haijasaidia? Baby step in growing money. Kidogo hapa pale. Remember, things that are not conflicting with your job. Si ati umechelewa kwa yeye nilikuwa deliver cake unakuja hapa saa 7. Client amekungojea mpaka saa 5. No, those are the things that are saying. And that is what brings the difference. And remember, I'm putting a disclaimer here. There are people online who will show you all these big houses and cars and their students. Some of them are scammers. Some of them, that is the life they are living. Because they are doing what everyone else is not. Unaingia class, kama mko kampo, kuna lesson moja, unaenda kucheza pool, wapi kuzurura, yeye anarudi kufanya job. After sometimes 1 year, 2 years, it start being seen, it start being noticeable. Unamsema kuna kamoti na student tu kama wewe. Unasema ameingia Illuminati. Sikosa kitu cha kusema. Tuseme ameingia wash. Anatumika kusafisha pesa. Hapana, some of them are genuine cases. There could not be a fake 1,000 note if there is no genuine 1,000 note. Do I repeat that?
Yeah.
There could not be a fake 1,000 note if there is no genuine. Ushapatana na bobi ya Kenya fake. Right. So there are fake people out there because there are real legit people out there also. Fake doesn't exist if genuine and legit is not there. That's the truth of the matter. So kunaye usisema ni wash. Nani anakuambia? Wewe jaribu uone. The only thing, it takes time, but it works. All of us have 24 hours. How we use those 24 hours is what makes the difference at the end of the year. Weka resolution zako chini, weka goals zako, andika kwa bed hivi juu kilala usingizi unasoma. But if you don't go and work on them, ni kazi ya bure. Mwingine ameziandika kwa kichwa, kwa roho, anaenda na anazifanya. You will be employed here the same time, but 3 years later, we can clearly see the difference between two people. And we want the difference to be positive. Of course, not all of us can run the race the same way, but we want all of you to win. That's the goal. Jimmy J, ataki afungue Jimmy J, Eldoret, Busia, Nairobi, wapi, Mombasa, na wewe unahangaika tu unapiga ngumi ukienda huko. The goal is, as he's making it, he's also building you up. When unaenda unakuwa manager Busia, una pesa ukiambia watu ni yako, wewe ni partner, it's still okay. You're just manifesting. Sindio? So what are we saying at the end of the day? For us to achieve financial freedom, we need to be deliberate and intentional about things. Historia kujinyima, cut down unnecessary expenditure, things that you don't need, sacrifice right now so that you can enjoy the future. Invest, put some savings, have money for emergency, then have some side hustle that is passive, that doesn't compete with your employer. I know most of you are paid based on how many clients you serve. Time management, very important. Kipewa break ya 1 hour lunch, nani amesema lazima uende between 12:59 unarudi wa 2:02? You don't have to exhaust the whole 1 hour for what? What he said, he knows why he's here. He doesn't need to go and eat. Kwanza ni nini inakuliwa 1 hour? Kwani ni buffet? You say basi uko na do. 1 hour. What are you doing eating for a whole 1 hour? No. That 1 hour, spend 30, 35, 40. Hii 20 kuja utapata client mwingine na inaingia pande yako. So use time wisely. Kama unapoingia 30, be here online by that time. And no one needs to push you to do things. You already know. Si kila mtu anajua job description yake. And remember, what helps you to get it right, it's your goals. Zenye ukam kuwakia mzee ako na dreams zake. You come into work for your dreams and you feel Jimmy J
Barbers and Spa is the space or the workplace that will help me achieve my goals. By doing what? I'm giving them my time. I'm serving clients here. At the end of the day, I'm being paid money. That money, I'm able to grow that money. Once I grow that money, I'm also able to invest. Once I invest, I'm able to keep as much as possible, and I will build sustainable wealth, and I will exit with my pay. Since so nimemalizia hapo. Any question? Any question? Tumepitisha time between saving and living. Okay, so that's a very good question. Sijasema ukose kukula lunch, ukose kukula breakfast, ukose kukula supper juu unasema. Then zenye unaserve customer una faint. Unaletea kampuni kuna mbaya. And even you will cause complication, health complication on yourself. All you are saying is, wewe ndio I can't come and say sasa kwa nini kati yako kulala tu. I don't know. It's only you, and it's only you who understand your goals. Yeah. So be in a space whereby I can say, lunch I'll spend this much, breakfast I'll spend this much, and supper I'll spend this. So what I say, when you're spending, try to save as much as possible. And how do you save? Say, ukienda home, usiseme umechoka, upitie maji spend 450 kununua pilau. But ungeenda home, umepitia kwa maji, ushike, unashika hapo, uende ujipikie, and you spend 150. So you save 300. That is what I say. But you actually kusema lunch, that is on you, depending with you. If your goal is ambitious, that is making you probably miss one meal, it's okay. You're comfortable and it makes health-wise, that's okay. Yeah, but it's you to sit down and say, this will work for me, and this will not work for me. And then huwezi copy budget ya msee mwingine. Maybe una copy budget yake, yeye hana wife na watu hiyo huko nao. Sasa haizi jana, si ndio? So let's be real, let's make our budget based on what we want, what you. Any other? Sijafika, sijakaribia. I'm also living the things I've told you. And I optimistic one day I'll achieve financial freedom. And what is financial freedom? People think financial freedom is living real life and yuko kwa ocean peke yako, kwa islands. That might not be it. It just means you are in a place where your finances are good, where you're happy with your investment. If you have an emergency, you don't need to set up a WhatsApp group. You don't need to call us for a fundraiser. You can be able to take care of your things. You are able to pay your bills comfortably. You're able, if you want to own 3 cars, you can earn. If you want to own a motorbike, and that is the best thing you want, it's still okay. So we are not talking about filthy rich here. Yeah, so we're talking achieving financial freedom in a place where you feel you can be able to comfortably take care of your obligations. Thank you. God bless you for your time, for listening to me. And tutazidi, I'll be happy to keep engaging and also to see you in future. 2-3 years later, unaniambia, I also come talk to staff about what we're talking. I learned this in 2013. We were trained things in the family. I was really struggling then, but when I started putting it into action, I can confidently say I'm somewhere right now, and I'm headed also somewhere. So, thank you very much for your time. God bless you, and have a good day as you start your class.
Wow. Milan, what's up? Some of my sponsor. Today, whatever you say is very true. I was doing a rough budget when I was living field. So, I won't be earning much, but you see, back then, those things were so every day you're spending 100 bob kuja tao in a month. Asubuhi tu tukisema ni jioni, asubuhi tu so ni 3k una ama 2800 US Sunday labda, na pia Sunday pia tumeandu 800 Okay? Kolari. Na uko na Pascal. Na uko na Rosa. Imagine una spend almost 10k tao. Hiyo ni nduthi, Orare. Then take 10 G's. Right? Na bado uko na kadem unataka ukabaie lunch. Right? So unapiga hesabu unaona ni minus. Hata kama unapata 50 G's na umespend around 30k unajiza ufala. Zenye ungeinvest. Anyway, mimi learn two things. Right? How to budget my money, how I will save my money, how I will manage my debts. Lastly, commercial, and how you can invest your money. Alright? That's how you achieve your financial freedom. Majority imesema financial freedom si kuishi kwa island. Financial freedom ni you're managing your resources. In case saizi my kid amekuwa sick, sitaji kupigia George simu anitumie kwa kumi. Kwa insurance yake yenye pay 2000 every month. Hii 2000 nimejisacrifice kidogo ama nimejisacrifice smoke za Orare. Smoke za Orare ni 100 na huwezi kula moja. Na sasa smoke ni 20. So unakula ngapi? 2. Right? Hiyo ni 100 every day. So on a rainy day niko na insurance yangu. Kama ni rent, you don't live in a buda leo. I hope mwenye aki kama kuna msikia usikie. Right?
Jamaa mnaongea vizuri.
Just you recognize. Msikia leo tujiambie ujui how to handle clients. Lazima anything to do with clients. Lazima sijui how to come to work, do what. It's about your finances. Hakuna pesa kidogo, hakuna pesa mingi. It's how you bring a balance to your finances. I don't want to brag, but remember the first time I made $1 million. I'm going to sacrifice for like almost 5 years. You save if you get like $1 million. You get? As in, it takes time. You don't wake up one day and you have $1 million. Hakuna, unless wewe uko na boyfriend anafanya effects na vile trading, right? Hakuna siku utaamka upate 100k. Ati asimoje tu amke uko na 100k z. Be discipline ya do. Don't just wake up one day unataka kwenda Dunda na uko na tao. Unajua Dunda uko na kitu ya tao. Unaingia kwa app. Fuliza. Pack. Kwa hizo apps. Hizo ndio zinafanya tunajini. Because any month unapewa doo zako yote inaenda kwa apps. Napaka mwingine mpaka umeleka kwa kanta. Maze kweli si ndio? Mimi napigia na usema app. Maze ndio sio embarrassing. Napigia na usema app gani hiyo? Ati umeo kama garanta. Sure ni gani? Let's consent. You must consent though. Ni kama garanta, right? Another thing in the land, a quick one as we do a review before we take our breakfast. In the land that when you took a job, actually, that's thing in there as a apply learning an extra skill. Okay, you don't be a barber or a teacher forever. You need to have an extra skill. You need to sell us colognes. You need to sell us you need to sell us aftershaves. You get? You need to learn an extra course. Hapo ndo ngapi uko na digari? Apart from boards na exact. Na ngapi uko na digari? Let bash your hands. Usiogope. Kwa digari. Wenye hawana digari. Alright? Hizi ndani shule tano zinafanya usiku. Swali, how you are living in the first century? No idea. What do you call passport? Let me see. See, it's only a few. Passport easy. if you open a branch in New York, you want like five barbers. Surely, utapewa hiyo opportunity. Honestly, guys, we need to think big. Don't just stay there and backbite to our watu. Sit down. DL kwenda DL hata unaenda DL kama inaweza alienda you know how to drive. Yeye anaenda tu akapewa tu DL na kalipa 5k. Right? Kuja baba. So guys, you need to have a passport by yourself. A passport ni 4500 hapa chini. Oh, inamaanisha
6K, but it's still okay.
It's still okay. 6k buda hiyo umejinyima nduzi ngapi? Kama tatu. Miezi mbili kuna passport yako. Right? Always be ready for opportunity. Opportunity ready right now. Hauna DL, hauna passport, hauna sijui nini ile hata ukifanya computer. Unajua? Sasa you're not only a barber ama a beautician. Wewe you can be extra. Saizi ukishikwa uende jela. Alright? Saizi Jejo akienda jela, obviously atakaa na watu wengine. Yeye kuna extra skill. Yeye teko mahali weekend yeye prison itampatia special treatment the weekend are free. Okay? So hata wewe I was watching story Esobibo. Escape from Sobibo. Those people were most people that when you walk chomwa was like one of skill. Alright? This thing I always tell you but unaona kama mimi now George anamwambia if you go to a foreign land right now how will you stand out? Oh you kutuma email. Would you receive email? Honestly, kuna watu wengi send email from say ajuda kuandika. Right? The language of communication is poor. Yeah? Kizungu yenyewe inapiga chenga hata chenga hapo. Right? Another thing, as we are looking for an extra income, right? Jeje amesema about trading, about coding, about hizo online jobs, right? Pia kuna YouTube na TikTok. Wangapi kuna YouTube channel? Hakuna. TikTok wenye wana monetize, hakuna. TikTok then nilikuwa na watch Brian Chira. Kwa kimejeki, na most of them are TikTokers. And these people are coming with Range Rovers. You know, you go live on TikTok, ukinyoa hapa, you get hizo masimba, hizo magifts, watu wanakugift. Nobody hapa apart from WhatsApp na unaonaga na makao. Unaonaga wanakuwa active online kidogo. You see, kuna point afika account ya saba itakuwa monetize. Okay? Utakuwa na make dough according to the views anapata. Alright? Hizo ni vitu study effort. Kama isa kufungua TikTok na study effort. Let's make use of the technology that we're using right now. Alright? If you have a TikTok account, everybody hapa mwenye kwa katululu apart from anyone here. Guys, you need to make an extra income, alright? Okay? Mimi naambia because I'm not selfish. Ningewaambia msifanye hizo vitu. Msimake an extra income ndio mmefungia hapa. But mimi I will always be happy. Ukiniambia umemake no extra ama you're going to the States, ama you're going to somewhere else bigger, you know, that's my joy.
Mungu atakuja sasa.
So guys, I think we are done. Unless kuna swali. Kuna swali ya mwisho ya George. Sijui kama iko. Can you see? So I think we are done. I think George will from there. Okay. From there, then we shall go to breakfast. So eat breakfast. Sat down na Isaac na breakfast. We got take people to breakfast when you were from poor, when you were poor basically. But it came down to us that honestly the last 2 months, most of you guys will come to behave. Most of you, as in 90%, the Panama case is small. Wewe unajishuku bro.
Like, how do you know that this loan is safe for you saving on right now? Now, how do you know umefika mbele kwa loan? Sio kuna areas zingine za kupata loans za kufanya things na prepare money.
Okay, basically, before you take a loan, if it's for investment, lazima first umefikiria unataka kuinvest nayo, and then unajua hiyo investment inataka how much. Then you will visit any of the financial institutions around you and find out what their interest rate. Because again, you want to pay as little interest as possible. Also check on their terms to come in. So, and they will also be able to advise based on your income, how much can you qualify for. So angalia hiyo pesa yenye wanakupea inatosha kufanya project. Because this is the mistake most people make. Unataka kufanya project ya 300,000. Unaenda kwa bank, wanakufanyia hesabu na kwambia unapata 100. So hiyo 100 ukichukua unaweza kufanya kile ulikuwa unataka. But most of us don't say no. You just take the 100k. It doesn't do what you wanted to do. Haitoshi. So eventually you end up using that money for other things and you didn't invest where you wanted. So what happens when it comes to paying? You struggle. Because ile pesa penye you invest, hakuna income inaleta to support wewe kulipa. The other thing that happens, project yako ni ya 300,000. Based on your income, umefanyia hesabu na qualify 500,000. Wewe unasema upewe hiyo 500. Hiyo 200 unataka kufanyia nini? Unaona, hauko umepangia 200. So you take the 300, invest. Then the 200, consume it hapa na pale. Then the 300 project is only bringing money enough to pay for. So who will pay for the 200? Then you start struggling, and then you get into problems. Yes. So when you're taking loans, do your due diligence. First, have a like a project in mind or an investment that you want to do. Know how much it will cost you to do that project. Then shop around and see who will be a good financial partner for your program or for your project. So once you do that and the money is enough, then hiyo pesa ukipata peleka yote kwa program. Don't divert the money because now the other problem una divert. Unasema wacha turudishie mwili shukrani. Si mwili ndio ilitafuta hii pesa na mwili ndio itateseka ikilipa. From 300 you take 50. So kama ulikuwa ufanye project complete ya 300 umefanya 250, so bado iko shagala baga na haitarudisha vile inafaa. Then again you still in problems. So do your due diligence. Bank, microfinance, iko shop around, usikue na haraka. Because you also see sometimes you say, hey, by the way unaweza qualify it, wewe tu unajaza ile hapana. Take your time because again we say there is no free money. Bank pay pesa. How many financial institution you have to pay to the last coin bila huruma. So no, as you get this money and as you use it, this is not free money. This is money that you will pay back, and you pay back the interest. So as you take it, make sure it's money that you're going to put into good use, and it's going to generate returns for you, which can help you in paying back. So just to add on skills very important in this one. It's very important to have so many skills. Skills that side for era ya technology. AI is really coming up fast and furious. What if I tell you 2 years from now we have barber shops but robots ndio zitakuwa zinanyoa? Boaz utaenda na inanyoa pipi kukushinda. Utaenda. This is the truth. We need to prepare for the future. Technology is coming super fast and furious. AI and robotics. Kama ni kusuka nywele, robot itasuka fiti kukushinda accurately mpaka inakuambia inakushiria imeshuka. Unaona? And inashuka 24 hours. Are you joking? This is the advantage technology has for us. So we need to be prepared for future that will not be now. Find ourselves in a day, hatuna job. That's why I'm saying learn a skill. It doesn't have to be
like in line of what you do, something else. And if it's in line of what you do, there is technology that is coming up called nail technology. What's your nails? What will happen to you? Also, ukiwa kwa mtandao during your free time, take time. Usione tu TikTok za wasi wanatesa. Take time to find out kwa hii space ya beauty, what is changing. Then how can you align yourself to that? Probably there is, as AI takes kunyoa, maybe pia kuna opportunity nyingine inakuja yenye AI haiwezi fanya within the beauty na ni binadamu. Learn skills about customer and front office. How many of you can be able to be left on front office? My customers don't complain. Usikae tu kwa nails peke yake. Start learning pia kunyoa. Siku hapa si kila time uko busy. Be ambitious, be aggressive, want to know something else. Learn a different skills either within here or outside here. I mean, just for your email and all that. You can teach yourself these things online for free on YouTube and Google. How to write letters professionally or professional email. You can train yourself. How to do public speaking like the way I'm doing. You can learn online. The only thing you need to do, you need to want. Wewe mwenyewe uko unataka. Ukitaka itafanyika. But I believe you guys are great people and you have the whole world ahead of you. Go for it. Unapologetically, go for it. Take it away. Things out. So let's stand and sorry. Just hold it.
Is a joint account say?
Yes.
A joint account.
Joint account. Because it's a joint with who?
Joint friend, wife, or family member.
A family member. So this is one thing I will tell you for free. Many relationship, and I mentioned this, whatever, business, family, marriage, and whatever, has been messed up because of money. There's something to say, money is the root of all evil. That's not true. It is the love for money. Love for money is the root of all evil. Having a joint account, if you trust each other, is okay. But what if things happen? You know, hiyo ndio swali. Huyu mtu mwenye kufungua naye, we trust each other. And if you have to open a joint account, then have mitigations in place. Both to sign. Haiwezi toa do bila mimi, siwezi toa do bila yeye. You get? So nothing will ever happen in that account without both of us being there. And this is instruction you give to the banks on the mandate. And that is what. So you can have a joint account if it is really a must, but have mitigation in place. But if you again trust each other, mimi naweza toa do na usikue na issue na hiyo, nini unajuana. But again, money issues are very emotive issues. So wanasemanga ukikopesha friend pesa, if you have it at the back of your mind, you are ready to lose the friendship and the money. So if you are ready to lose the friendship and the money, you can let them. If not, don't lend to them and keep the friendship and keep your money. You can pray now.